Happy Sunday afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is a rainy day, good day to be inside. A good buddy of mine used to always say, if it's raining and messy outside, you might as well be at work. So here we are. We are going to go to Google Classroom before we start anything. We're going to go to classwork, and you'll see the little category I put Tiger 1 and Plus Parts. So we are going to download each of these. So I'm going to click on the Tiger first, and this one threw me for a little bit of a loop. So what we have to do is come over to here, if yours appears like this, open a new window, and then we get our download option here. We're going to download that. I'm going to go back to Google the classwork. I'm going to go to the next one. I'm just going to do them in order to keep them organized. I'm going to go to the hinge slicer. That's going to give me a chance to download. I'm going to go back to classwork. I'm going to do the actual hinge. I'm going to download. And I am going to go to the punch. And I'm going to download. And we're going to go to Tinkercad. We're going to go to our favorite location. I'm going to make a new design. And of course you're going to rename it. And we are going to name this Tiger. Your name. And we're going to change it to inches. Edit grid. Inches. Update grid. Okay, then we're going to import all all four of those parts that we just downloaded. So I'm going to choose File. I'm going to go to Downloads, and on my computer, whenever it pops up, they're right on top. Yours might be in alphabetical order. So I'm going to do the Tiger first. I'm going to change the scale to 50%. I'm going to leave this. Leave everything else alone. I'm going to import, and there is our Tiger. We're going to go ahead and import the other ones in order. I'm going to do the punch first. I'm going to leave it at 100%. I'm going to import this next one down, the hinge. I'm going to leave these all as they are. Okay, I believe it's underneath there, see? I'm going to pull it over here. I'm going to change the color so I can see it better. I'm going to also pull this over here. Make sure that you have all your handles off while you are moving these pieces. Okay, now I need the slicer. So I'm going to import the hinge slicer. Open. Leave everything as it is. We'll make our changes here. And there is our slicer. So we're going to pull the Tiger down into the center. I want to check the height. Because we need to make sure these are all, at least a couple parts of these are at least the same height. 3.94. Let's make that one just a little bit taller. 0.396. Just a little bit. Same thing with this hinge down here. 0.395. Let's make it 4. Make it the same height as a Tiger. This we can leave alone. So we are going to take this part, and we are going to make sure the handle's off, and we are going to center it on the Tiger's body. Pretty simple. We've been doing a lot of the alignment. And there we go. It's cut right through the Tiger's belly. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to copy and paste. And then I'm going to use my mouse, my keyboard arrows. And I'm going to take it over 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't want to go any further or much less. And then we're going to copy and paste that one. Copy, paste. And we are going to move this one over. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to move it over. No, I'm going to leave it there. Then I'm going to copy and paste that one. And I'm going to move that over. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I want to make sure I get a good view here, because if we do it wrong, we'll have pieces that are going to get knocked off. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad, except we're going to lose that part right here. Let's take it over one more. Now I'm not liking that either. I'm going to go back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just delete that one out of there for the sake of today's, because if we have a part that does not, it'll be hanging off and we'll lose it when we do the printing. So we're going to go back to the third one, and we are going to take that over one more. And that should give us 3 hinges on that side. We are going to take the center one again. We're going to copy and paste. And we're going to go to the front of the tiger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go 5. We're going to copy and paste that one. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to copy and paste that one. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. See what we got? So the tiger is going to be cut into 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 6 parts. Well, actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Since we have 6 slicers, we're going to go 7 parts. Okay, so I'm going to turn it till I get a front view, and I'm just going to click and drag, and we're going to group all of those slicers, and we're going to change them from solid to a hole, and then we're going to group. And I'm still waiting for some kind of reaction. Oh, I see. I grouped all those. Now I need to group the tiger and the holes. There we go. Now we have it all cut up into pieces. Okay, now we're going to take the hinge. Now the hinge we're going to slide up here, and we are going to try to make it to a point where if there was a straight line, the hinges are going to be a straight line. And I'm going to draw in a little closer. And what we need to do with the hinge is move it over, and we can zoom in pretty tight on this. And we did, if you see how this part of the hinge, this little U shape, it needs to be just barely sticking out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come down here to the grid, and I'm going to turn it to 1/64. So that one we use the arrow. It's only going to move a minimal amount. And if you see how right here in this area, okay, right here in this area, it's barely hanging out. And that's what we want. That's exactly what we want. So I'm going to click on that. And we're not doing anything as far as grouping. And I'm going to copy, and I'm going to paste, and I'm going to move it over to the left. And since we're on 1/64 of an inch, every time we move this, we're only moving 1/64 of an inch. But it should be in proportion to what we're trying to do. See how it's sticking out just barely. Okay. Now we're going to copy and paste again, and we're going to go to the right. Okay, I'm going to get a little better angle here. Zoom in quicker. One thing I learned this weekend is that if you press the wheel down, you can move the whole image, so you can put the image where you want to see it. Okay, you see how it is? It's barely sticking out. Okay, now these three are exactly in line because we didn't change the y-axis at all. So what we're going to do, we're going to copy and paste, and we need to rotate this thing 180 degrees. So I'm going to click on that, and I found out something else, that when you click on this, if you stay inside the circle there, the numbers won't go away. I have trouble with that sometimes, my numbers disappearing. Alright, now we're going to slide over. I'm going to try to stay on the same y-axis, but we're doing it in the reverse now. So we're going to we have it reversed, and we're going to come from the other side. And if you can see, you can just barely see it hanging off. Okay, so we're looking in pretty good shape. Copy, paste, slide it over with my arrow keys. Of course, you can use your mouse, but if you're using your mouse, you risk moving it out of the alignment. It will not affect your model too much. Okay, I'm going to bring it over so I can see it better. It looks like it's hanging out too far. Move it in just a little bit. Okay, still got it. Still got it. Copy, paste, and let's get the last one in. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in. It's still hanging out a little bit. There you go. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so we have 6 hinges in here. So what we're going to do, we're going to bring in this punch. And this, it's not a punch yet because it's still a solid, but we're going to deal with that in a minute. So we're going to bring the punch over and put it inside of the hinge. And we want to be able, if you look from the top, we want to be able to see a little bit of the lighter color. So I'm going to move it over just a little bit, see how it looks on the other side. We still got to go over a little bit, and we got to go, oops, something's the wrong way. We got to come in a little bit too. Okay, see how you can see the yellow there and there? We still can't see it on the other side. I had a little bit of trouble with this myself. I actually shrunk it down a little bit. Let me go 0.205. And that didn't move too much. So I'm going to try my mouse now this time. Still, I can't see it. Alright. I hate to make it too small. 0.201. We're moving it so small. We're making such a small movement. Okay. 0.197. Now we should be able to get it in there now. See, if you look, we can see a little bit of the, see it? You can see it right there. Let me check the back side. Okay. So we have that now. So we're gonna copy, paste. We should be able to. It should go right over and line up pretty good. Because remember, we didn't change. See, you can still see that little bit of a yellow right here. Good. I love it when a plan comes together. if you are watching this video right now and you're in class, just yell out, aardvark, and I will acknowledge you. Copy, paste. I bet you no one does it. Okay. I'm going to assume it's perfect because the previous one was. I'll check before we do anything else. Okay. Now I'm going to move it over a little bit further so I can see better. Okay. Copy, paste. Copy, paste. Okay, so we got all our punches there. Now what we're going to do, we're only going to group the tiger, the body, and then these punches. First thing we got to do, we got to make all these punches holes. So I'm going to get a front view. I'm going to click and drag over those shapes, and I'm going to change them to holes. Okay, now they all turn to holes. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to click and drag just over those shapes. Then I'm going to hold the shift key. And now we just have those two highlighted because we want to leave the hinge alone. And then we're going to group. And then if we go back to our top view, you see it did not even touch the hinges. The hinges are still intact, but there's a hole around them. Now we're going to group the entire item together. And there we are, have our articulated tiger. I'm printing one right now, see how it comes out. I think there's a problem right here. We're going to lose that part of the tiger's leg. We could have done some things different. We'll see how it turns out. Thank you so much. I appreciate your work, and I will see you next time.